Gather round and let me tell you a story of realms long forgotten. There are tales of the Forest Kingdom, a place of honour and chivalry, known to some as the Land of the Purple Dragon, but known to all as Cormyr.
Hi, I'm Tilda, and I'm playing Hiram, a half-orc paladin.
Hi, my name's Carl. I'm playing Catcher Donahue, a human bard.
Hi, my name is Anton, and I play Balthazar, a Warforged Cloak of Azuth.
Hi, my name is Al, and I'm playing Slate, a changeling druid.
Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm playing Zombo, who is a halfling rogue/warlock.
And my name is Dan. I shall be the dungeon master on this adventure. Hello, everybody!
Hello, dear man.
Hello.
How are you all
Hi.
doing?
Hi.
Doing good.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We're back.
It's
We're
been
not
a
beautiful.
whole fortnight since I've seen your beautiful faces.
How did you cope?
Surprisingly easy, actually.
Feel a little personally attacked there.
I think you
Yeah,
just
a
stared
little
longingly at our Hero Forge models, is what he did.
He has them 3D printed, just standing there.
I've got them printed off and then I make them talk and shit my Barbie doll. Yes,
Gotcha.
let's swiftly move on from that weird thought.
Yeah.
So, last time we were here, we had a slight fever dream where we followed the exploits of Magnus and friends as they gallivanted through the streets of Suzail in the attempt to buy some time for the Warhounds to do some stuff and things. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think it was marvellously successful.
Yeah, 100% success.
Yeah.
I do hope so,
Sure.
because we've got to get a wiggle on.
You do.
I mean,
Yes.
things happened, and we definitely took it places.
Mhm.
Whether or
Stop.
not they were places we wanted to go.
Stuff and things happened for sure. That is a good synopsis for the last session. So with that in mind, who would like even more stuff and things?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's go.
Marvelous.
Well, I, for one, am very interested in the things.
Let's
not the
know the stuff. Little more than a week has passed since the Warhounds voyaged out onto the shimmering azure expanse of the Dragonmere Sea in the name of saving Cormyr from a despicable scheme concocted by Netherese powers. This time, however, our heroes are chasing up on a lead given to them by their one-time fellow guild member, now self-professed spy networking entrepreneur, suspected love interest of the former queen, Magnus Cobbleson. At Magnus's command, and with a surprisingly extravagant distraction provided to them, the Warhounds have managed to avoid detection within the city of Suzail and make it out onto the open sea in search for answers to the alarming number of disappearances across the capital, which are suspected to be the machinations of insidious Sharan worshippers. When the sea is your stage, there can only be one showman to lead. Let us see the glorious vessel Captain Zumbo Marifat has managed to secure his fellow crewmates.
Sweet. Rob a boat, let's go.
This is going to be as much a surprise to Zombo as it is to the rest of you, by the way. Oh, great.
Yeah, that's
So,
fitting.
That checks out.
we find the Warhounds gently lolling
I forgot about the wombat, Dan.
the surface of the water in two of Cormyr's finest rowboats. across the two ships, Zumbo, you are captaining your rowboat, and it would appear that Emily and Drool are captaining the other. And yeah, they're currently being rowed by Hiram and Balthazar, who you very correctly pointed out were the strongest of the Warhounds, and therefore the most proficient. On Balthazar's shoulder is a peculiar grey-furred beast, which is currently kind of hooked on to the side of the pauldron, but is otherwise kind of sprawled out over his right shoulder blade. And Zumbo, every so often, you can hear sort of like gripes and complaints from the awakened wombat, which has decided to join this little foray onto the Dragonmere Sea. So, as you sail out, in arguably somewhat less impressive vessels than you last sailed the Dragonmere Sea on, Zumbo, how exactly did we come to this? I would like you to paint me the picture of what happened that resulted in you requiring 2 rowboats with which to sail out the half to a mile distance to the vessel that you're headed to.
Good question. I think he probably would have talked a big game when the question of securing a ship came up amongst the Warhounds. He probably was like, "Yeah, don't worry, guys. I've done this 1,000 times. You've seen me do it. We'll be fine. I'll just pop off and get one.
Yeah.
I'll get the finest one I can find. And then promptly realizing that security has been tightened probably a bit, and not able to steal a big ship by himself. He's probably snuck on board and cut the lifeboats free and dropped them in, and then just kind of pushed them back to shore. And has probably since refused to acknowledge that these aren't mighty warships.
Okay.
Galleon 1 and Galleon 2.
Yeah, he's probably referring to them as vessels or something.
Sure.
So
and okay, so this the big grand scheme. So you basically stuck aboard a boat, stole the lifeboats.
Doesn't this make you an admiral now?
Yeah, you have a fleet.
You know what, Catty? You're right. Two is technically a fleet.
Yeah.
Please stop giving him ideas.
Admiral Zumbo Marifat.
He's probably got one foot up on the prow.
Yeah. Okay. So, this great grand plan of yours, Zumbo, I would like you to provide me to either nominate yourself or someone else, and provide me with a kind of a skill check or an ability or feature or anything like that you had, like an expendable feature or ability that you had that allowed you to acquire these marvelous sea chariots.
Enable me to acquire them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what skill check or feature did you use to get these?
Deception?
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of options.
Is it gonna be?
Yeah, I guess he probably would have just bluffed his way on board confidently. Probably doing some sort of inspection. Using his Blue Dragon outfit, and then when no one was looking, quickly cutting the ropes and jumping in after them.
Okay, so just to play that out then. So as you approach the ship, there were. I assume it was a dock ship, obviously. So there were a number of. There was a quartermaster, kind of stood by counting cargo and whatnot coming in on the docks. And as you just kind of confidently go to stride past him, the quartermaster kind of holds out the quill he's writing with, and just kind of as a barrier. Apologies. Sorry, are you lost? He looks up and down. Captain?
No, not lost. Thanks. Stand aside. There's a good fellow. Got an inspection to do. Won't be 2 ticks. He just kind of brushes past him. Starts walking up the gangplank.
As you brush off and kind of walk up the gangplank, you hear a bluster of confusion behind you, and then there's kind of like soft pitter patter of steps as this quartermaster kind of like chases after you, and this is a real kind of foppish twig of a man, and he kind of looks at you and I'm sorry, but the captain of this vessel is currently displayed. Is there anything I can help you with, sir?
Is there anything immediately obvious to Zumbo on the deck that, like, any ornamentation that looks a bit fragile, or any like wood carvings that look like he could easily snap them off?
So you can see that. Like, on the deck of the ship, so the boxes that this quartermaster is counting off of the ship, one of them has the lid off. And inside you can see what appears to be a crate full of what very expensive looking vases.
Alright. So he'll probably stomp over, pick up one of these vases, and then just start...
Please, don't. Oh.
He'll start walking across the deck and then feign a trip and smash the vase, and then he'll round on the official and like, what do you think you're playing at? These decks aren't regulation smoothness. Look at this, loose planks everywhere. Nearly broke my neck. Right, this won't do. This will all need to be redone.
Okay, at this point, as this quartermaster is panicking because this it's not priceless, but it's close. As it shatters across the deck of the ship. Roll me a bluff check.
Is that deception?
Yes. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Or can I do performance?
Either or, you're cool.
Because it's a physical thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Pretty good. 15.
Okay. 15. So, like, you look at this man, and as you kind of shout and berate at this quartermaster, you see what little colour he had in his face vanish. And this man, like, stiff as a paw, just, apologies, Captain. I didn't appreciate that. I'll have the dock workers come and clear it up. Excuse me, and he kind of hurries off, and you just see him kind of doing a very kind of frantic run down to fetch someone to clean up this mess. He stops, sorry, as he gets to the gangplank and turns around and says, please don't try and pick it up yourself in case you cut yourself or something. And then off he goes. And, like, you see all of the other crew on the deck of this ship. They've all turned to look, because obviously you look when pottery is dropped, right? But they all kind of watch his quartermaster run off, and they look to you, and you see them all just kind of look down, shake their heads, disapproval, and then kind of carry on with their days.
What are you all standing here for? This is a hazardous working environment. It's broken pottery. You're all going to have to clear off while this is cleaned up. Go on, to it.
The blue dragon. So they're not blue dragons. These are kind of like privateers, but they look to one another and they just, like, okay. And you just see this crew, like, very happily leave the ship because it's now a danger to life.
Yeah.
Cool. So with that, as you watch the last crew member kind of whistling, throws a towel over his shoulder and whistles and does a little jaunty walk as they leave the ship and finish work early. You managed to secure these 2 vessels. Rest of the Warhounds, how did you react when Zumbo kind of listed round a corner with 2 rowboats?
No surprise.
This might as well happen.
Yeah, no questions asked, I think.
I think Slate would be on the boat still thinking that they're going to go to another bigger boat. And just being like, oh yeah, of course. Everybody knows what he's doing. This is just one of many boats.
Is this gonna hold Balthazar's weight? Looks as if you sneeze on it, it might collapse.
That to be the anchor.
As long as we don't jiggle too much, we'll be all right.
Sure. Okay. Perfect. So, with that, it did take a little while. So the sun is setting over Suzail as the Warhounds pack into these into these two rowboats. Balthazar, as you kind of get in, Zumbo, you look down because you notice that the water level visibly rises up the sides of the rowboat as Balthazar gets in. And like Balthazar, as you just kind of sit down and you have to like pull your arms and legs in real tight to fit into this thing. You hear a excuse me, and like this wombat just kind of leaps from the dock onto the rowboat, and like Zumba, you see some water slop onto the side because wombats are dense little beasts.
Hi Balthazar. I'll grab him to you.
And he looks to you and, hello, please don't touch me there. That's my ticklish spot.
Sorry.
Thank you. And yeah, the rest of you climb into the other ship, and off you sail. Some hours later, actually, how fast do you sail? About an hour later.
Yeah.
Hiram, as you let out a resigned sigh as you kind of roll your shoulder because this has been an intense row. And Katya, what have you been doing to support Hiram through this grueling trial?
Pluck, stroke, pluck, stroke, pluck, stroke.
You're doing the very good.
Keeping the pace.
Keeping the tempo.
I mean, I could have cast haste on Hiram, but that would have made rowing a whole different experience.
That would have been amazing. Are you sure that would have been?
Just holding onto the back like.
And Balthazar, have you just been kind of powering through?
Yeah, I guess.
Cool.
Row your boat.
I think while they've been rowing, Dan, Zumbo has been trying to motivate Balthazar and Hiram using the tale of the time he lost one of his oars and had to row, couldn't bring himself into shore, so ended up rowing all the way around the Dragonmere in a circle. And trying to use this as a motivational story for why Hiram can definitely do this. Come on, it's easy.
Yeah, you've got two oars.
Yeah, exactly.
Silver linings, Hiram. Silver linings.
Why am I the one getting all of this?
Well, I'm Balthazar as well, but he's probably moaning less. But no.
Did I say anything? I'm pretty sure I didn't. I feel very picked on.
Yeah, you're in the other boat. We get a thing. There's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, everyone mark it down. Yeah, as Zumbo inspires you all, as he is wont to do. Yeah, everyone gains some temporary hit points from his inspiring
How
leader.
much is that? 14?
No, 13.
It's a charisma plus 6. Plus 3, sorry.
Plus 3, yeah.
Gotcha. Nice.
Marvelous. So, Slate, what are you doing while this is happening?
Probably not paying much attention to the rowing side of things, thinking that Balthazar has completely got that down to a T. Probably just talking to other Balthazar about, growing up, when he started realising he could talk to everyone, just finding out bits and bobs about the wombat.
Wombat life.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again. I just fell into a mind hole. Sorry.
I'd just be talking to Balthazar the wombat about like where Balthazar came from, when he realised he could talk to other people, if he was always like that or if he was one of the first.
So, in which case, yeah, Zumbo, as you're kind of giving this motivational speech to Balthazar the wombat is currently sort of like, sprawled over the shoulder pauldron, but facing backwards. So, Zumbo, you just see, the back end of this wombat kind of swaying with the ebb and flow of the ocean, of the sea. And this wombat's looking at you and...
So, my father was a logger, and my mother was, she fancied herself somewhat more of a baker, actually. But it's surprisingly difficult to bake when you don't have opposable thumbs. That's what we've discovered. But the fact that she managed to get the results that she did are frankly quite astounding. But
Oh, what did you make?
it was usually mud patties. Yeah.
Delicious.
Because the handy thing is, if you kind of aim it right, you can get the bugs while they're still in the patty, like in the mud, and then it's like a soft, gooey centre. Lovely, marvelous. And you it's never far from reach, for a snack. Yeah, the marvels of wombat culinary skills.
Oh, I seem like I've missed out on quite a lot of delicious delicacies over the many years.
They say that there are other wombats in other wombat communities throughout Cormyr, because we are extremely rife and prevalent throughout Cormyr, it would seem. But there are other wombats that I hear have grown to appreciate the taste of meat. Goblins, in particular. It's surprising how quickly a pack of wombats can bring down a goblin.
I would never have guessed that. That's so interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
But you don't eat goblin.
I don't think I have, no.
Sudden concern from Jake grows.
Yeah.
So,
Wombat, how long have you known Daisy for?
the Balthazar turns and boom, hits his head on the side of your helmet. And he sort of he scrabbles a little bit, leaves a couple of scratch marks on your shoulder blade, but then kind of scrambles up onto the top of your helmet and peers down over your visor to look at you from upside down. And well,
I have to admit that maths is not my strongest suit, but I believe it's been 3 years, and this wombat kind of folds in one of its claws. 3 years since I've been looking after Daisy. I remember her being very, very emotional when she gave me the name Balthazar, and I assumed that she just really, really liked it. But it would seem that maybe she was doing it because it's your name, and I don't know, maybe she assumed you were dead, and therefore you didn't need this name anymore, and she'd give it to me.
All right. But you don't remember me from before, do you?
No.
All right.
So yes, it would seem that Daisy picked up this wombat after you left to join the War Wizards, Balthazar.
Gotcha. Cool.
So,
if it is, row your boat.
So as you kind of wrap off the conversations, Zumbo, as you're kind of 1 foot proudly on the prow of this rowboat, you notice that there is a stronger wind kind of blowing in that's making the sea a bit more choppy the further you go out into the Dragonmere, and you also see a sea mist kind of begin to blow in, and sure enough, sooner rather than later, the mist kind of washes over the 2 rowboats, and it becomes kind of very, very difficult to see, and the fact that you've got to put in extra effort to counteract the sea currents kind of knocking the rowboats from side to side, and it is a very, very much a case of the boats are kind of swaying kind of dangerously from left to right. The 2 rowers, Balthazar, Hiram, actually, any of you on the ship, how are you ensuring that your boats stay on course? I require... Yeah, Like, what are you doing to?
Do we know where we're headed? We're headed to a main boat, right? Which is...
Yes, beg my pardon. Yes, thank you for reminding me. So, Zumbo, you found out through your snoopings as you were getting these rowboats, the ship in question, you found from a shipping manifest. It's a name that I feel would fill you with a small amount of dread. For you know that you're setting out for a vessel known as the Penitent Martyr, which is one of Cormyr's premier prison ships.
Have I ever been in it?
No, and you thank the stars that you haven't.
Okay.
It is one of those, for fellows of a naval disposition such as yours, a career path such as yours, to get locked up on the Penitent Martyr, relatively few pirates come out unchanged.
Zumbo, is
Yeah,
this a stealth mission? Is this going to be a stealth mission?
Yeah, that's the plan, lad. Yeah.
Right.
I just don't get why we have to sneak onto a floating pub. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So why don't we just go there and go on the galley?
Where did you get the pub from?
Well, it's called the Penitent Martyr. That sounds like a pub, right?
Oddly, I can see the logic.
Yeah.
But, it has something of a reputation in Suzail.
Normally I would see the logic, but didn't we have like an actual conversation about what we are doing here?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Well,
I have the memories.
Not what the boat was.
Yeah,
I thought maybe we were stopping off at the Penitent Martyr, which was a pub, and then going on to go and get... No?
To be fair to Slate, our nights at the pub do usually end up in fighting as well. So
I don't think this is like the Drowned Leviathan in Neverwinter. I think this is, this isn't a pub, a ship that's been converted into a pub.
Okay, so...
It's a prison ship.
Is there any chance that there won't be any ale there?
High
Yes.
chance.
Yeah.
Slate
We should pack some
backflips
ale.
off the ship.
turns into a dolphin, speeds back to land.
Do we see the ship approaching? Are we close to it?
So you know the kind of where the ship is moored, because it moors off coast far enough that anyone who gets off manages to break free isn't gonna be able to swim back unless they're just naturally predisposed to being in the sea, like a sea elf or something. But so yeah, you know where it is, but you can't see it yet, especially now this fog is rolling in. So effectively, it's just a case of like, how do you make sure you're maintaining the right course? Because now it's it is nighttime. You are kind of sailing by starlight and the moon, like tracking your position and the time via the moon's trajectory overhead.
Can I use my navigator's tools?
You may.
I was thinking, if Hiram's okay with that, we tie ourselves to the back of Zumbo's ship, so that way at least,
Yes, but the question is, can we see the boat? Because it's dark, there's a fog. We can see each other.
Yeah, you can see each other, but yeah, you can't see the Penitent Martyr yet. It's still a little bit further on, but you just need to make sure that you don't accidentally drift off course and then miss
Yeah,
it.
my thinking is, I do have a spell I could potentially cast here, but I'm wondering if maybe some of the spellcasters have a better version of it. The locate object. Like if someone has locate person, we can try to locate Daisy.
I got rid of locate person.
Don't have it.
Let me see what I've got on the moment. No, I have got control water, which could help for us getting somewhere, but... Oops.
Yeah, so...
I'll give guidance to Zumbo.
Oh, nice.
I feel like control water is going to be very handy in our getaway later.
Yeah, keeping that.
Okay. I'll need 2 checks for the 2 ships. The one problem you'll have with locate object, Tilda, is that I highly doubt you've been up close within 30 feet to the Penitent
No, that's why I was
Martyr.
hoping that someone has
Yeah.
locate person, seeing how you're about to, like,
Gotcha,
rescue a
gotcha.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we haven't had a rest yet, actually. So
It's not.
Oh well.
So we've got navigator's tools and something else.
Sorry, quick one. Does Balthazar, Wombat Balthazar, possibly know anything that Daisy might regularly wear? Like a locket or anything like that? Or does the person who casts locate object have to have known that?
I think it's the person that...
It's the person that casts it, yeah. Because they hold that image in their mind as they...
A name or an object that is familiar to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so we know the name, but unfortunately, arguably Balthazar the Wombat is the only one who's met Daisy, because Balthazar Tallbot has forgotten. Yeah.
Can you not use your visions of use your memory feature to remember the wedding ring or something she's wearing?
1,000 feet is too not enough. Anyways.
Okay.
Okay, so we're using the navigator's tools on Team Zumbo. The SS Balthazar. What's the SS Hiram using to navigate through the fog?
Memory, I suppose. I mean, Hiram grew up in Suzail. I think
Determination, Dan.
Fairly good idea. Where to
Determination
deploy the
and spirit. That's what they're using.
I have an idea, Tilda.
ship. Okay, is it a good idea?
Yeah, we can use like we let Zumbo go ahead slightly, and then we have Drool on the front sniffing for them, and he basically whichever way he's sort of sniffing is the way we sort of turn to. Yeah.
Darling light of my life. We can follow each other just fine. That is not the problem.
We just tow a rope. Could we just do one check?
I did suggest the rope.
Yeah.
I think the rope is a good idea. Just in case there's any kind of split up thing.
Depends how my roll goes, doesn't it?
Yes.
It could be leading you off course.
So, it's up to you guys. You can choose to let Zumbo double or nothing it.
No, please don't.
I mean, can I just use a history check to help him with that?
Open a
Sort
book
of
and
point him in the right
read it out.
direction.
So what is the history check for again? Like what are you accomplishing
Because
with
I
it?
grew up in because Hiram grew up in Suzail, he would have a good idea of which direction to go. And then Zumbo can do the rest.
Okay. Sure.
Right.
Let's go. So Zumbo, if you give me a, I guess a survival check.
Before Zumbo does that,
Uh-huh.
that'll work. Bardic inspiration for Zumbo.
And then history
can do
check for
it.
Hiram.
What?
Go wisdom because it would have been survival that I'd asked for.
Yeah, okay. So this plus 6, and then plus whatever. Okay, so 20.
Lots. Okay.
22.
20 lots. Cool. Marvelous. Perfect. Okay, so Hiram, as you kind of think back to your times in the college, kind of learning about kind of naval trade routes and whatnot, and sort of like where, like from that, kind of remembering where like trade ships can't go, which is likely where a prison ship would be, if that makes sense. And yeah, coupled with Zumbo, you looking through the wide end of your topsy-turvy telescope, you manage to emerge from the fog, and you are on track. Perfect. Okay, so
Sweet.
so that's 2 for 2. As you kind of emerge from the fog, off in the distance, you can just about in the moonlight make out the silhouette of a rather large vessel, like sea vessel. As you kind of now have your your target in sight, you hope, and you begin kind of powering towards it. You notice that there are, you can hear like voices and shouts nearby. Like I say nearby, they're some distance away, but you can hear them because there's nothing between you and them except air and seawater. And looking over, you notice that there appear to be like patrolling rowboats kind of in the area. You notice that one of them is kind of lazily heading towards your direction, like your position, and you know, if you don't take some attempts to hide somewhat quickly in one way or the other, you'll be seen. So, between the two ships, how are you proposing to hide yourselves from this sentry vessel?
Give me the water.
Yeah. I could just sink. That might be an option. Don't know how. Yeah. What else have I got?
So potentially I could do like a minor illusion, just keep casting it to turn the boat into like the surface of the sea.
So minor, it's a good train of thought. Minor illusion only covers a 5-foot square, and these lifeboats are about 10 to 15 foot long.
But you could cover the front of it, right? You could just if we're going forward and we put it in front.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of a stretch.
No,
I mean, if you turn to face, minor illusion would just about cover you.
Okay, well that's an option. I'm very happy for someone to come up with something better.
No, I think you should just make us look like an iceberg.
Go on now.
I am tempted just to turn into a giant octopus, or maybe a star drifter, but that would be a lot for a small area. But
I mean, like,
as a giant,
if you wanted to turn into a star drifter, I mean, those whales are big enough that you'd be able to encourage the nearby vessel to adjust its course so they don't stumble across you. That'd work.
Just fin them. What's the back tail called? Whoop! I want to become a star drifter and yeet all the rowboats out of the way.
Right. Okay. In which case, if you're happy to spend one of your wild shapes, I won't call for a check. So yeah, as you see this boat kind of sailing towards you, you watch as Slate just does one of those like backwards dives.
I'll go in off the thing. I'll just be like this, and then just drop off the back.
So there's a sploosh as Slate hits the water, and then your two rowboats. There's a sudden displacement of water, and the two rowboats you're in kind of drift sideways erratically, and you can see this large silvery silhouette kind of gliding under the surface of the water, and you can off in the distance you can see this kind of patrol boat with their little lantern illuminating the nearby area, and you hear one of them gonna go. And you watch as this. What do you do to him, Slate?
I sneak underneath them, and then sneak, and then tail thwap them right out of the picture.
Okay.
But repeat this for us.
So she basically Babe Ruths them out the park.
Okay, so yeah, you see this patrol vessel just go, oh no, and then you watch as this rowboat is pancake flipped.
All right.
By this massive whale's tail, and you just see the two figures kind of fly off into the distance. The rowboat goes flying. It hits the water. The lamp goes out. There's coughing, spluttering. And eventually you see kind of two figures kind of emerge from the water, and they just kind of cling to the bottom of their vessel, which is now capsized. And they're just, oh god! And they kind of scrabble on, and then they just kind of sit. You see these two silhouettes sitting, and you hear as they begin arguing about what on earth to do, given that they've just been flipped over by a Cormyrian star whale. Beautiful. And this shape kind of hurtles back towards you, shrinking as it comes, and Slate.
Wait.
All gone.
I didn't want to waste one thing on that. There's more rowboats, right?
There was actually only just the one, but
well, then I wasted a whole thing on that.
Well,
didn't have to roll a skill check though. So
yeah, you've kicked off the stealth mission in style as well, Slate.
So far, we're still at 100%. We're still at 100%.
Yeah, we can't ruin our record.
Slate, yeah, for all intents and purposes, you can remain as a star whale until we get to the ship.
Getaway driver.
Yeah. So, with that said, hang on, why not? Boom. Cool. So Slate is now accompanying you as a star whale. So as you kind of slip through this gap, this new gap in the patrol perimeter, you come across, like, you can see the silhouette of this ship looming up closer and closer. You notice that at this point, all the lights are out except for there are no lights on deck, but there are lights shining out of windows at the back of the ship, which somebody you suspect would probably be some sort of kind of recreation or downtime area. But they appear to be the only lights on, and they're relatively dim, but given that it's nighttime in the middle of the sea, they stand out quite a lot. You can just about pick out some individuals, like some silhouettes walking, pacing around on the deck. So yeah, how do you can see some individuals pacing around on the deck, but you manage to gently kind of bring your ships into close proximity to the Penitent Martyr. The only thing left to do now is get on the ship. So between you all, how do you propose doing this? And I'll need an excuse from... I'll need a method from everyone.
Very good question.
You can bring the ships right up to you can bring your rowboats right up to the ship. You can leave it way off and swim the final distance. Completely up to you. And then you've got to get on the ship. So how do you propose doing it?
Star Drifter Slate is like sticking the tail out of the water, kind of just going, whoo, whoo.
I mean, you could catapult us up to the ship. That definitely would be an approach. Not the stealthiest, but...
I think Zombo's plan would be to get the boats right up to the side, and then take his rope out of his backpack, give one end of it to Betty, and then sort of stick her to the side of the boat. And she's gonna.
Are you using Betty as a grappling hook?
Yeah, effectively. Yeah, she's gonna pull her way up the side, and once on deck, find somewhere, run around a mast or something a couple of times.
I was going to say I also have Mage Hand as well. It's like,
yeah,
that would have been easier, but
to carry Betty up. Like, instead of taking the rope, Cash would happily carry Betty up with her Mage Hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Question for Zombo specifically: is there part of a ship where we can actually just climb in without people noticing us?
Well, the gun ports, I guess, Iran, would be a good bet if they're open.
So as you approach, the ship itself is wide, but only relatively kind of shallow. You reckon, Zumbo, looking at it, that you got the deck, like a cargo hold, and then the brig. But you can see the ballistas lining the edges, so there aren't gun ports per se. There's just ballistas. You can see that there are a number of kind of like ladders or like ladder grooves up the sides and rigging to kind of get up onto the ship, but.
Okay, so there's no obvious openings on the side then. They're all listed on the decks.
Not on the water's edge.
I think Mage plus rope should be good enough.
Yeah. Zumba, the other thing you notice is that kind of below the top deck, there are just no, apart from this kind of recreational area, kind of where there's this warm light shining out, you don't see any kind of windows or kind of view holes across the rest of the ship. Like, and it kind of makes sense if it's a prison ship, right? You don't want to chance someone just climbing out through a window, no matter how small it is.
Do we see any guards?
So there are the occasional silhouettes walking around, but it looks like there's not that very many people up and about because so far you've done a pretty good job on this stealth mission.
Well, yes, but at the same time, if it's and this is a prison ship for Sharlayan worshippers, wouldn't it be a bit stricter?
I guess if they don't think anyone's going to be dumb enough to come here.
I mean,
might.
that, or because quite a lot of war wizards are involved in this. Is there something magical that we are missing?
That's a good point, yeah. You're good with your magic and stuff. Any way of telling?
I'm not good with magic. I'm good with people. And she gestures Balthazar, who is already, I'm imagining, there. Yo.
Yep. I'll do it.
Yeah, my bad. Balthazar?
Yeah, give me a second. Wait, give me 10 minutes. No, I'll burn a spell slot for detect magic.
Speaking about 10 minutes, can I argue that Katja cast Rari's telepathic bond on us as a ritual earlier?
Yes.
We have the chat room set up if we need it.
So you got the walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's
I got detect magic up, and we're mage handing the ropes up, I think.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, let me get this all set up. So, as you pull up to the ship, you pull your two rowboats up to the ship. Betty begins suckering her way up the side, holding this rope before she's pulled off by this invisible force, and like you see her tentacles wiggle around in a slight confusion as she just kind of begins floating up with the rope in her mouth. And yeah, eventually you find yourselves.
Matt, where's Betty? Where's the RRL Betty though?
She's in the fancy dress box. I don't think she's been unpacked yet, along with my hat.
Oh dear.
Yeah, terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
So, you. So, yeah, you find yourselves at the side of the ship. You see the rope kind of sliding up as Betty does her thing, and then eventually the rope stops sliding. Just to check, can everyone see on this map?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
a
I
boat.
also think I see someone I'm not supposed to.
Oh, dun dun dun.
Real.
Do you
Yes.
ping?
Ping. I've just picked it.
Oh, no, that's fine. So as you at this distance, sort of like as you're heading up, well, as you're at the side of the boat, you can hear that there is some kind of carousing and drunken laughter coming from the rooms with the lights coming out of them. And Zumbo, as you kind of listen, like you can all hear it, and it sounds like there's a number of individuals in there. And Zumbo, it strikes you that this doesn't sound like this doesn't strike you as what a prison vessel crewed by war wizards would sound like. It sounds almost more like a crew you'd be captaining. Because you can hear this kind of very kind of loutish coming from inside, and yeah, you can hear that there are multiple voices.
Could I maybe guess that there's been some sort of prison break or mutiny or something, and the people who were in the cells are now running the joint?
It would sound kind of like that, in all honesty. I mean, it's a bit difficult to say, but you know, yeah, initial ideas. So who's the first to climb up onto the deck?
Somebody sneaky. Be Zumbo, actually.
I can
Or
have
Katya.
a peek because I might be able to do something if there's anyone immediately in our way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you, Cat. You go for it.
So
And the fat boys will go last.
You climbing up onto the deck?
Yeah.
Okay, give me an athletics check with advantage because you have got a rope.
Athletics with advantage 11.
No.
Okay. There's a point where you feel your boot slip and you stop for a moment and then carry on kind of abseiling up the side of the ship. And you make it up onto the deck. So next to you, you see one of the blisters, very similar to the blisters you saw on the renamed Bobbing Apple 2. But you can see that there are a number of kind of stacks of crates scattered around. There's the main mast dominating the center of the ship in front of you. To your right, you can see that there is a staircase that heads up to the captain's deck, and obviously to your far left, you can see staircases up to the prow of the ship. You do hear a cough come from behind one of the boxes, and you can see the ever so slight glow and smoke trail of someone smoking some sort of pipe weed of some sort. And there's a very poorly hummed sea shanty that kind of drifts over.
Through the chat room, Katya will say that the coast is currently clear, so
Okay.
she's going to step round to there.
Yeah, so you can see that actually the rope that you've just climbed up basically goes across the deck, and Betty has managed to tie it around the main mast. And Betty is waving a tentacle to you as you
Who's a
climb
good
up.
Eldritch Horror? You're a good Eldritch Horror. Yes, you are.
Okay, so who's next?
Yeah, Zumbo would follow up, I think.
Okay. Athletics with advantage.
Gonna be very...
Unless anyone has alternatives to getting up onto the ship. Yeah, anyone using the rope, athletics with advantage.
Yeah, I'll just suck it up.
Oh! You all
just walk on the rope.
So a natural 20, yeah, Zumbo.
Not even using your feet, you're just literally like shimming up with just your upper body strength.
Yeah, foot. Yeah.
Years of privateering has
Turning upside down, you're going up that way, feet upwards as you.
yeah, you flawlessly managed to make it up onto the vessel. And yeah, Zumbo, as you peer around, yeah, you can hear someone that's having some sort of sea time break over on the far side. And yeah, it sounds like whatever louts are in the kind of recreational area, they seem to be quite merry and very kind of off guard.
So is that over towards that section of the ship? The recreational?
The door to your left, the door to your right, has there's talks. You can hear noises and like shouting, and it sounds like gambling, and you can hear cards and dice being rolled and whatnot. Cool. Everyone else? Anyone else who wants to get on the ship, just roll me advantage with athletics, and then I'll pull you up. Unless you have an alternative, in which case, hit me with it.
Should we all go up, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll come too.
Hiram, Emily, Wow. Okay. Here I am. You vault up onto the deck.
With the natural 20, can I also like grab Emily and
Well,
take her with me?
so Emily. So you're bringing Emily out.
Yeah.
Okay. So Emily comes up with you. She she jumps on your back and piggybacks you, or you piggyback her as you climb up. As does Balthazar with you, Balthazar.
Yeah, I got Balthazar and Balthazar.
Okay, so Slate, you managed to make it up. Drool
Nice.
somehow climbs a rope.
Slate's not still a whale, presumably.
Yes, yeah. Fortunately, Slate has had to de-whale.
Yeah.
Just a whale coming up onto
Flopping up on the deck.
Okay.
I'm here too.
So, you now find yourselves on the deck of the Penitent Martyr. What do you do?
I have an idea to find out how many people are in that room, but it's a little bit risky.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know why she's whispering. She's telepathically pushing that across.
What is it?
You're not burning down the ship, Katya.
I'm upset that that's where you thought my first thoughts were, Hiram. That's offensive, and
I do want to point out the last like big plan we had. Our first the involved ships. Our plan A was arson.
It's been many a month since that happened. I have grown. I'm much older now than I was back then.
Weeks at best.
I am weeks older than I was when that happened. Like, you know, through your collective efforts, arson is no longer my first choice. But there's a guy over there, and I may be able to convince him to temporarily work for us.
Yeah, if you could also find out where the jailer keeps his keys, that'd be handy. I'm not bad at picking locks, but it's probably a lot of locks down there. Could take a while.
I'll see what I can do. Balthazar, where are you going?
I think this way. Go this way.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. So she's going to go as close as she... Oh, there's a wall there.
Dan, I have detect magic up, so if there's anything magical, just let us know.
Stop, Balthazar.
Doop.
Detect magic. Let's give you that. So Katya, as you head across the deck, you hear a heavy boom, boom, boom behind you as Balthazar follows in after you.
I don't know why whispering. I've done a whispering. We're all talking in our heads. Back up.
Back up where?
Anywhere but here right now. If you give us away, shit's gonna go down.
All right.
And like as Balthazar stops and the floor stops shaking underneath him, you hear, "Is that you, boss?"
Using her actor skills, she puts on as best a sort of voice as she can. Yeah.
A figure, you see like a rolled up bit of pipe we kind of get flicked across the deck, and then this figure kind of steps out and looks at you for a moment, and there's a shocked look on his face.
And then immediately her eyes light up and she's like, "Shh, I have a task for you." And she casts suggestion on him.
Very good.
Okay. So yeah, this to look at him, Katya, you would immediately describe this man as a corsair of some description, a marauder, if you will. But said marauder, like looks at you, blinks, and then kind of goes a bit limp on the shoulders and a bit slack-jawed. And yeah, what's your suggestion?
It could be a sentence, can't it? I need you to walk the ship and bring us the jailer's keys.
Okay. The man looks to you and okay, he says, and just kind of wanders past you.
Before he completely leaves, it's like, Balthazar, do you mind just carrying me a moment? I need to do something else.
Yeah.
And she sort of twitches her head, and she mind walks into him.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, you all watch as this figure, Sumbo, you just watch as this. You would immediately recognize this individual to be a Draven Marauder, and the Dravens are. I mean, it's a bit of a catch-all term for like non-Cormyrian, but they tend to make up the vast majority of the pirates across the Dragonmere. So, you know, in effect, these guys would have been part of your primary competition, if you will. But yeah, this individual was walking to you, and like as you all freeze up, he nods to you and good evening, he says, and he kind of squeezes past you. Oh, what a cute wombat, he says, and disappears up the stairs onto the captain's deck. So Katya, as you look through his eyes, he makes a beeline to this room at the very back of the ship and knocks on the rather ornate door, and you hear, what is it? And the marauder opens the door, and immediately in front of you, you see this growling face of something that looks a bit like drool, but there are tendrils of darkness that kind of lick off the sides of it. And in your host doesn't appear to take any notice, and excuse me, boss. I was wondering if I could have the keys for downstairs. And you notice this captain kind of sitting on the edge of the bed, and he looks up and, why would you need that? And the marauder, I just need the keys, I guess. And the captain looks at you curiously as he slowly gets up, and it's this. As he stands, you see that he's not particularly tall, but he is rather broad-shouldered. He has kind of long, shaggy black hair that cascades down the sides of his face. A rather well-maintained pencil-esque moustache and little goatee. And hanging from his waist is a wicked-looking serrated axe. Are you feeling all right, brother? He says. And the two shadowy mastiffs kind of growl. And the captain, calm down, Misha. Shush. And the three of them just kind of lead you, like walk you backwards. And Katya, at this point, so the suggestion specifically was I need you to get the jailer's keys.
To wander the ship and get the bring us the jailer's keys.
Okay. So you see from your meld, you see the marauder who you're inhabiting just kind of looks down at the captain's belt and then kind of looks back up and I really need those keys, and he steps forward to grab for them. The two dogs kind of growl, and the smoke that is emitting off them gets thicker.
How long has this been roughly? Have they been in conversation? Only a couple of seconds. Let me know when it gets to a minute.
Sure. The captain kind of takes a step back and puts a hand out, and have you had too much to drink, friend? He says, and kind of gives off a laugh, and sort of like he pats the keys and pulls his long coat over them to hide them. You know, you cannot just have them just by asking. You know, they the fancy men would be very upset if I just gave you these. And your marauder nods and I know, but I really need them. Whilst this is happening, what's everyone else doing?
Has Katya explained what she's done?
Not yet.
Because the rest of us have just like watched this guy walk past.
Now,
And he's giving
Dan,
you like a evening as he's wandering past.
Now, Dan, with mind walking,
Yes.
does that? It says I can't. I'm immobilized, blind, and deafened. Does that include the ability to talk?
Nope.
So I imagine Katya is probably, while she's watching everything, may give everyone a heads up, especially as the guard walk past. She can see everyone, but she's also going to Balthazar, move me closer. And she's there, sort of like, just eyes widen over.
Okay.
Just have faith, but be prepared if this goes wrong. And
Reassuring.
just be prepared. And now she can see the captain through this guy's eyes. She's going to use her telepathy and hopefully her actor skill to speak into the captain's head to go, this seems like a really good idea. You should give him your keys. His own voice back to him.
So...
What if he doesn't have that kind of a brain? What if he's one of those ones with no vocal conscience?
And he's gonna get real
And he's like,
confused
oh!
real quick.
It's really happening!
So
My mother warned me it would happen.
run me through this plan again, sorry. So you're going to use telepathy and...
So telepathy, now I'm close enough, because it's 30 feet and has to be someone I can see. But as I can see him through the guy's eyes, I'm going to use telepathy. And if I've been listening to him long enough to try and emulate his voice...
Okay.
You're gonna Inception him.
Basically, yes. We're going for Inception. But trying to make it for him to seem like it's his own idea, but basically being his own thought process.
Okay. So, right.
Freaky.
So from where you are then, you whisper into this marauder captain's head in his own voice. Oh, this seems like a good idea. And the captain kind of looks startled. He glances over his shoulder at the bottle of liquor that's on the stand behind him, and he. I'm sorry. Did you say something? He says to your marauder, and your marauder is still just looking down at like the captain's hip where the keys are, and the marauder kind of shakes his head. No, not me, and. The captain kind of looks back up to you, in bewilderment, and and he seems rattled.
Do you know what? I think if I don't do this, I may get in trouble with my superiors. Maybe I should give him the keys.
Yeah.
I love how you're assuming that he speaks to himself in common.
So.
He's been speaking common to this guy, so that's the assumption I have to go on.
I'm gonna ask for
Uh-huh.
a contested persuasion.
Okie dokie.
Because he's trying to convince himself.
Would it be like he makes a charisma saving throw and Katya needs to beat it, right?
Persuasion. I guess it's going to be insight versus persuasion.
I suppose so.
Because he's got to figure out if it's his own. If it's his own voice or not. Right.
With actor, do I get advantage on this?
I guess so. Yeah. Pass yourself off as a different person. Yeah.
That's 28.
Oh
boy, nice.
Ah, yeah.
This is 9.
Yeah.
Okay. The captain just looks so confused and just I mean, and he claps his kind of crewmate on the shoulder. Those war wizards are all stuck-up pricks anyway, aren't they? And they snort. And like as the captain pulls the long coat back, what do you need down there? What do you need down there anyway? He says as he unclasps the key ring on his belt, and like your marauder just kind of lunges for them and grabs them.
I shouldn't ask questions. I should probably have an early night. I have clearly drunk too much.
The captain's kind of bogging out because he keeps on talking about himself in the second person, in the first person, and the marauder just kind of now holding these keys nods, and without really saying anything, just scoots past, and you all see this marauder at the top of the stairs. So again, I'll ask, what is everyone doing while this is happening? Or are you all just kind of stood at the bottom of the stairs waiting patiently?
I think Zumbo would be eyeing the door where all the revelry's coming from, and say to Hiram, I think we ought to probably block this door off. It sounds like most of them are in there. Maybe could you give me a hand moving one of these crates in front of it?
Sure can.
Nice.
Okay.
Quietly, like.
Okay, so in which case, if you are... So that's going to require an athletics check. I will... if you want to help Zumbo, you can... Well, you can choose which way you want to do it. Whoever's helping the other has to make a help check. And then if that passes, then you get advantage.
I think you're slightly better, I think. So I'm very happy to help you if you like.
Sure.
Yep,
Okay,
good.
so Zumbo, you'd have to make an athletics check first, and if you roll a 10 or make greater, then Hiram gets advantage. Otherwise,
Okay.
Hiram gets disadvantage as you start to meter Ewing you.
I imagine I'm like to coaching him through his manual handling technique. Like, no, bend from the knees there, not the back.
Oh, okay, cool. So Hiram, athletics with advantage.
21.
Beautiful. Yeah, so you managed to, with that check, you managed to not only kind of glide this box across the door. It's quite a heavy box, but you also managed to catch with one hand the box that was teetering on top of it, and like stop that crashing to the deck, and you kind of put that back on top, and you bar this door here. So, there's a big box there.
I'm assuming we don't have to go through there. I'm assuming we have to go downstairs somehow. So
Let's
hopefully
hope.
That's okay.
So whilst that's happening, so kind of Hiram and Zumbo are here, pushing the box. What's everyone else doing? These boxes are tall enough that you could hide behind them. So this would be
I'm smudging
Magnus
Katya.
and Slate specifically.
Magnus?
Sorry, Balthazar and Slate.
I'll just take Katya and put it a bit to the side.
Yeah.
I think Slate would want to kind of look around other places in the meantime, just out of sheer curiosity. So maybe to like listen at one of the doors at the other side if it's not, if there are no people around, just basically sneaking around.
I mean, you've got
being a big old nose.
You've got more than enough time to head over and go snooping.
Snoop.
Okay, so at the front of the ship, you see two sets of stairs heading up to the prow. You also see two doors, kind of on their edges. In front of you, I mean, it looks like everything on this ship looks very kind of efficient. There's no real fanciness on this boat. So the door in front of you is relatively plain, seaborne. It looks sturdy though, but doesn't look fancy in any way, shape, or form.
And if I put my ear to it, can I hear anything?
Sure, give me a perception check.
I will. And you can't stop me. Dun 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 dun. Oh, 10.
Okay. So with a 10, you place your ear against the door, and you don't hear anything coming from the other side. You also notice there doesn't appear to be any light coming from under or around the door frame.
Okay. Well, with that, I think they probably open the door
Okay.
carefully.
Okay. Go for it.
But carefully.
Yeah. So, as you open the door, and you peer in, like the moonlight floods in behind you, you notice that the door is not illuminated in any way, but there appears to be, you can see some hammocks.
Well, then I'll go in further. Sneak in. I also want to cast, what's it called? Dark Vision.
Ooh! What dark vision does that give you?
It gives me the ability to see in the dark out to a range of 60 feet.
Okay. In dim, right?
In the dark, yeah.
Has dark
That's what it
vision.
says.
Cool. There you go. That should be a lot brighter. You should be able to see now. So ahead of you, you can see in this room. You can see that there are 3 hammocks. They all look very uniform. You cast your mind back and recognize these hammocks to be very similar to the efficient, no fuss hammocks that you've seen in, like you saw them in all of the military camps you've been in. So to look at them, it would belie the fact that they are used by war wizards.
Yeah. Okay.
Further up ahead, you can see 2 stall doors, which you assume would lead to the lavatories on the ship. You can see a small cubby hole with the support for the mast up that goes through the prow, with more hammocks hanging from it. Under each of the hammocks is a personal lockbox.
Oh.
But you'd have to.
Are they locked?
You'd have to test them to see.
I'm going to test them.
Okay. This one in particular?
Have any of them got like a certain feel to them? Like, I'm going to definitely be on feel, kind of like, which one's got the right vibe? Give them a little kind of like touch and see if they're warm or anything.
Do a vibe check.
Yeah, I'm doing a vibe check.
So they are all made of like the same material. They all seem to be relatively standard issue. It's all kind of boring, and in all honesty, like these war wizards seem very uniform.
I'll just pick up whichever one first. And
the one thing you don't notice, there's no like distinct like key lock. It just looks like a latch.
So it'll be more of a magic lock. Well, I'll just try and open it and then run away really quickly.
Okay. As you try to open it, it doesn't move, like the latch doesn't move under your thumb. And as you kind of rise to your feet and then kind of sprint backwards a few feet, nothing happens. No explosions, no poison gas. The thing just doesn't open, and it kind of clatters back to the ground. But that latch seemed very, very firm. You would ponder if it was magically so.
I'll try the other one just in case.
Okay.
Maybe they magically forgot.
So as you try a second one, that one is also latched shut.
I'll lose interest and walk off.
Okay. Sure. So, as this happens, as you emerge from the one of the bedrooms, like the dormitories, Balthazar, you and Katya are hiding. Emily has joined you. Balthazar has also joined you. There's a right old party, and sure, why not draw? So you're all just kind of piled behind this set of boxes. Balthazar, off the back of your detect magic.
Yeah.
So, because as you kind of look around and get adjusted, you see, as you peer up to where Katya is Hodor warging,
Yeah.
you can see that there is a glow of magic somewhere up there. Doesn't look very big. It looks, handheld, if nothing else.
Right.
You can also see what it's almost sort of like white, misty trail that goes from Katya up the stairs that seems to connect to the back of this marauder. Obviously, all of you lot glow in various shapes and sizes, but it's when you turn back to look towards the middle of the ship, like under the mast, that you, like through the floorboards, because it's only wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a extremely bright transmutation glow.
Okay. I will let. Well, Katya
Uh,
can't hear me. Well, no, I'll let everyone know because we're all telepathically talking. Say, very, very big magical glow. Center of the ship. Transmutation. Not sure what it is.
so,
Cool.
off the back of that, then going back to Katya, this marauder just kind of wanders down. Zumbo, you peer up and just see this this Draven just kind of walk down, looks to you, and evening, he says, and then like wanders around, looks around a bit, and then sees you, Katya. Like
She shakes off the.
You see yourself, and this marauder hands you a set of keys.
Enjoy the rest of your walk.
The suggestion was to get you the keys, wasn't it?
Yeah,
To wander
and,
the ship and get us the keys.
But technically done both, right?
Well, it lasts 8 hours. Don't know how long he wants to wander the ship for, but I was very particular in my words. Wander the ship and bring us the keys. Because I was actually hoping he'd go into the room, have a look at all the people, and basically do a mini scouting tour for us, but he went straight for the keys. So he's only done one part of the instructions that I gave him, which is to get the keys, but not wander the ship.
I feel like if you had a genie, Carl, you'd be really upset with the genie. You'd be like,
exactly.
oh, you didn't do my thing the way I wanted you to, and then they'd be like, it was a bit vague.
I was like, make me a prince, and he made me prince.
I think you meant scout
And
around the ship and get me the key, rather
That kind
than
of was what I was hoping.
Yeah,
For with the wander the ship. But yes, it was wander the ship and bring us the jailer's keys. So he's completed one part of the suggestion, which was bring us the jailer's keys. But now he must wander the ship.
Felt like your wording was not very watertight there.
Yeah, that's on me.
That's pretty great. I like that watertight. We're on a ship. Brilliant job.
Nice. As the man hands you the keys, I rolled it. It was a 50-50 chance. The man's eyes kind of snap to, and he blinks a few times, and he just looks at the group of you huddled. Like, he sees you, Balthazar. He sees Katya, Emily, a wombat, an octopus, a dog, Zumbo, Marifat. And he just kind of blinks to you all, and there's a moment where he, what? And in this moment, as like his eyes open in shock and panic, and Katya, you realise that the jig may be up for this particular chap. Let's grab a 10-minute break.
Ooh. He's going overboard.
See you in 10.
Yeah.
What a sorry bunch of landlubbers. Nah. You'll need much more training before you're ready to join me crew. But don't worry, that's why I've made these here instructional videos. We'll get your ship shape in no time. All I need you to do is give this one a like, and then subscribe so you won't miss the next one. Zumbo out.
Hello, welcome back. How you doing?
Doing good. I mean, we had a very interesting conversation in the break of what I could have done with all that, and I'm just like, I have missed out on so much.
So
I
what
could
is
have
your
done
new feature
so much
called?
chaos.
What is your new feature called? Well,
Mind walking.
Yes.
okay.
So yeah, the Carl, give us a real quick TLDR, and I'll correct you in the editing if you're wrong.
So basically, I can dive into the mind of a person. I can read their thoughts. I can also use them, as a vessel for myself to walk around, seeing what they see and hear. And what we were discussing in the break is I can actually cast through them as they would be like a familiar. So what I could have done with the captain up there is because I can see through him instead of just seeing stealthily, I could have done something like suggestion on the captain. So there are many opportunities for high chaos now in my future.
But familiars can
Thank you,
only
Dan.
do touch spells, whereas you can actually do range spells through them.
Yes.
Yeah, in a way, it's actually the opposite way around, because Cat, you can just do the eyes through someone else, but can't do the poke.
Gotcha.
Yes. So we rejoin the Warhounds as this poor Draven Marauder pirate has just finished, as far as he was concerned, has finished his suggested course of action, which was to wander the ship and then get the keys. And he feels he's satisfied both of those. As he snaps to and looks to you with a shocked look, everyone, roll me initiative.
Oh dear.
Knew you were lulling us into a false sense of security here, Dan.
11. It's alright. Too bad.
That's surprisingly good for me.
3!
Oh yeah.
Gives me time to prepare.
13 and 12.
I think Betty just goes on my turn, Dan.
Yeah, okay, good shout. Let's remove her. Cool.
Or straight after my turn or something like that.
Yeah.
Why does the wombat get a turn, Dan?
What's that, Soda?
All this for one Marauder, by the way, just one.
One Marauder.
One Marauder can turn into 20.
So, Zumbo, as this, you've noticed this Draven Marauder, this pirate, this kind of flagless pirate, just kind of, and like the red exclamation mark has just appeared above his head. But whilst he's surprised, what do you do?
I'm going to be trying to slam him on the back of the head with the pommel of my rapier. I'm trying to knock him out, basically, before he can get a shout off.
Sure. Marauders. Slate, you get inspiration. Cool. Right, so Zumbo, in which case, as you rush forward, you can make your attack as you try to donk this guy on the back of the head.
Yeah. I don't get advantage or anything like that, do I? It's a normal attack. Okay.
He is surprised, but no, that doesn't matter for you. No.
No, okay. No problem.
That is a hit.
Okay. And then... Oh, so 18 total damage.
Cool. So as this guy, you dash forward and you leap from the ground to get to head height, and as you punch this guy on the back of the head, he slumps and collapses to the ground.
Okay.
Oh, you dick.
Cool.
Amazing.
Combat over.
That's such a great plan for what I was gonna do.
So sorry, guys.
I didn't.
So this guy is knocked out completely. Sorry, are you killing or just knocking him unconscious?
Just knocking him out. It's just the pommel.
Okay,
And then
in
we
which
drown
case,
him.
yeah, you see this guy, like his head flips, and he slumps to the ground collapses to the ground in a heap. As that happens, you hear like a noise coming from the captain's deck to your left, like up the stairs, and you
It's
have
all
this.
right, Captain. I just slipped. It's fine. Sorry about that.
Katya, that sounds like a
Strength check.
contested performance versus insight.
Well, while she's doing that, can Balthazar and I be dragging this guy away and shoving him in a crate or something?
Yeah, he's going in a crate.
Yeah.
Whilst I want to help with that as well, run forward to help with putting him in the crate, but I would also like to take his clothes and put them on and dress and make myself look like him.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
So catch you first. Oh, that's a 29.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Wow.
Nice. Yes.
It was really slippy. I'm sorry, Captain. I just slipped. I banged my knee. I'll be fine. I'll go down the infirmary by myself. You just, you
He
know.
was not Cockney at all.
I know. I couldn't do the accent. But for Catcher, it's perfect. It's like uncanny. For Carl, not so much.
I got it.
Okay, brilliant. So the captain shouts out, "Well, which way you're going next time?" He shouts.
I will, Captain. I'm so sorry.
And Slate, you manage to. So Slate, Zumbo, and Balthazar, you kind of drag this guy off. To
Drag him off. I'll be like to everyone, going, "Quick, help me take his clothes off."
Also, I want to point out, Hiram was behind the crates all this time, just goes around like, "What are you all doing? Why are you so loud?"
And Catcher points to her head like, "Why are you whispering? We could talk as loud as we want in our minds."
I mean,
And then out
not
Slate goes, "Oh."
We're definitely tying this guy up and gagging him as well as shoving him in the crate.
Sure.
And taking his clothes off.
Well,
Why are we
Slate,
speaking
yeah.
that? What?
That's a slate
Slate?
thing.
Yeah, Zumbo's not got anything to do with the cloak removal.
I think I already know where this is going, Hiram.
Let's do.
Give him one of my clothes, and then I'll give him like my sock, because I'm like, I don't want him to have any of my clothes.
So, which if someone pings which crate you're chucking them in, I can.
Oh God! What if we choose the wrong one, and then suddenly it's like
it matters?
Oh, what about one of these bottom ones, and then we put a crate on top of it? Or something?
Right. Okay.
Hopefully, it's not the crate of thumbtacks they were transporting.
Cacti specimens.
I only got one hit point left. Okay, so you, in true Agent 47 Hitman style, Slate, you kind of reach out, you touch this pirate, and then all his clothes just disappear. And so yeah, you are able. Actually, why are you taking these clothes off?
Yeah, you've got a magic
your
item.
shimmer weave can just replicate their look.
it can only do 5 things, and there's 5 things that Slate has already chosen to do with it, which is basically all of the characters, the masks that Slate is. Whilst it was a great idea to have the shimmer weave, actually it's already run out of uses. Well, not in that way. It just looks very nice.
Sure. Okay, so as you're doing this, you throw the guy in. He's just in his skivvies, and you put the lid back on. You slide the box over. You've managed to convince the captain that this guy's just stumbled and fallen. Whilst this is happening, Balthazar the Wombat has just gone,
Oh, that was very exciting.
and at the presence of violence, Emily nods. Solemnly. Hiram, what are you doing while this is all happening? Apart from losing your
Hiram is
mind.
just very confused. Like, I thought we had a plan.
We do, and it's working. 100% Hiram. 100%.
What? They just Slate is stripping someone before we putting him into a crate. How is that working?
Have we been discovered? No. We're
Really?
fine.
Yes.
100%.
You just had to knock someone. You just had to knock someone
briefly,
unconscious
yeah.
because you have been discovered.
Okay.
You're stealth drunk.
We can get rid of him
99.9%.
completely.
You're not killing him.
So,
Look, it's a solution. It's not the solution. It's just a solution.
Hey,
Also,
Isidore.
what is your just need to strip people once you know them unconscious? Do we need to have a conversation about consent?
what?
I need the clothes. They don't clearly right now need any clothes because they're in a crate.
You lot, enough messing
Close
around.
the crate.
Did you guys
What do
make
you-
sure he can breathe, by the way? Just
It'll be fine.
FYI.
Good idea. I'll just like poke a hole at the top of the crate.
You don't poke him. He's got like one HP.
Poker comes back red, like, oh!
Well, that's
So,
sorted.
Right, there's a door here.
there's a door there. Okay, so is everyone? What's everyone doing? What's everyone doing? Balthazar has correctly pointed out that there is a door on the southeast corner of the ship.
What can we see if we look down here, Dan?
So as you peer so there's kind of a metal grate on the floor with slits in it, and you know that they're just kind of like air ventilation type slits. Terrible for waterproofing, great for breathing. And through the slits in the grate, you see pitch darkness. You actually give me a perception check.
Do I see pitch darkness?
That's a good question, Sambo. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, so actually, with your Super Kraken sight, you see what appears to be some sort of corridor. And instead of walls, you can see what appear to be iron bars. So looking down, it appears that you're looking into the holding area. And off the back of a 12 perception check, you hear a soft sobbing. Like a defeated, dejected, but soft sobbing.
And does this grate happen to open?
No. That's just a
grate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't get the keys, right?
You've got the keys.
You got the keys.
But the grate's not going to have a door.
Found a door.
Balthazar's frantically gesturing at a door.
Yeah, we'll go see what Balthazar's found then.
Okay.
As the this marauder, I'm gonna make sure that I have the limp that we hurt his knee. So
okay,
I'm gonna have that limp as well, just for extra leaning into it, if you will.
Real method acting right here.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, cool. So, Emily, Betty, and the wombat. It's like a zoo.
While this is going as well, like as Slate's wandering around, because obviously we can talk to each other through this chat thing. Slate's saying, "Balthazar, can you open magical locks?"
Not really. You can dispel magic though.
Oh. Well, that might be handy. Hey, do you want to see what's in some boxes after this?
Which boxes?
Just some boxes.
Some boxes?
Yeah!
Sure.
Secret boxes. You don't know what could be in them. It could be a world of goodness or a mystery solved.
Hey, we already got you a pair of clothes.
So, you know, I bet that Magnus and the others are having a less chaotic time, and even though they're the distraction.
It's where we look over Suzail and we see someone slowly rising into the air.
So yes, the bottom, the southeastern corner of the main deck, you can see a very plain door. It looks identical to the one you went through earlier, Slate, up in the northeast corner. I mean, there's not all that much to say about the door. It's like it's as uniform as they come.
As I'm dressed like a marauder, I'll go, "Allow me," and I'll go to open the door.
Sure. So, as you open the door up, again, moonlight pours in behind you to illuminate a narrow channel. You've still got your dark vision, haven't you? So I should probably put that.
Why does our group consist of a dog, an octopus, and a wombat? Something's gone wrong somewhere.
Because we're real adventurers.
Someone's gone very right, you mean?
No.
I'm just going to say turned for your disguise. Okay, so Slate, with your magical dark vision, as you kind of peer around, you notice that there's more hammocks, similar to what you saw earlier, and then underneath each hammock is another lockbox. What you do notice, though, is off in the far corner, there is what appears to be a staircase heading down.
Yeah, I'll tell everyone. Oh, in the group chat. Oh, there's a staircase, and then I'll walk down it.
Okay. Balthazar, produces flame.
No, just in my hand.
10 foot and 10 foot. Okay, cool. So, Balthazar creates a little torch in hand.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lovely orange.
Sweet.
Light animation. Torch.
Ooh.
Cool. There we are. So those without dark vision can now see significantly better. Balthazar, as you step into the room and you see all the lockboxes, you notice that they've all got abjuration magic around the lock latch on the front. You suspect that they've all got arcane lock cast on them.
Okay. I'm not too interested in those. Should we go down? We go down.
As you go down? Okay.
Ooh, it's so dark. Is there...
So,
can I open this? Can't open it.
It
be locked!
On this one.
So, as you get to the bottom of the stairs, Slate, you see that there is a set of iron bars that does have a key lock on them. And as you go to open, you try to open it, but it is distinctly locked. It's only when Katya, you come down holding the keys from the captain, that you realise that these are lock and key. And as you put the key in and turn, there's a heavy and then the gate swings open.
Turn around to everyone and go, shh, and continue to walk.
So, you find yourself in a small room, in the front corner of the ship. There are again 2 more doors, one to your left, one to your right. The one to your right seems like it would cross onto the northern half of the ship, whereas the door to the right looks a lot more, is a heavily reinforced door. So it's thick wood, sturdy wood lined with reinforced metal bars to give it some sort of protection. Hiram, well, actually any of you really, this door screams like a prison door, whereas the one to your right is much more kind of mundane in use.
All right.
Like we're in the right place.
Yeah. Is this the mundane one, Dan? The one at the top?
Yes, yeah. So the one to your north is like the mundane one, and you feel that it just crosses to the other half of the ship.
Can we hear anything behind the sturdy-looking prison door?
You can give me another perception check if you so wish.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. So as you put your ear against the door, you don't hear anything. As you come to pull your ear away, you hear a cough, like from the other side of the door. Also, while this happens, Balthazar, you can still see that, like, you can just about make out the glowing transmutation light through the wood. You see it pulse.
Yeah. Katya or Zumbo or Slate, do you want to go through?
Right door, yeah?
Yeah, there's some strong magic behind it, but...
Which, this door up here?
Yeah.
Okay, so that door opens freely, revealing to you another. It almost looks like a preparation room. You can see on your left there are a number of weapon stands. There appears to be a desk at the far end of the room for those with dark vision, upon which sits like a list, like a book, a ledger, and looking through it, you can just see a number of names, just kind of hastily scrawled in, along with addresses. And you notice they're all addresses for Suzailan townsfolk.
Any of the names pop up? Or are of interest?
The one that you're looking for in particular, Balthazar, you're horrified to see about halfway through. Daisy Talbot. Address unknown.
Yeah.
How many are there, Balthazar?
Several dozen.
So by your reckoning, there's been at least, like 40 plus kidnappings.
Good.
These weapons might come in handy then. Maybe we could arm them and lead a bit of a revolt.
Oh, mutiny! I like it.
Yeah, well, it's always extra numbers are always handy, aren't they? Even if those lot are drunk upstairs.
Can we have a look through the list to see very quickly if any sort of like famous Suzailan names pop out?
So flicking through the list relatively quickly. Tell you what, you can give me an investigation check as you do that. Just an aside, Zumbo, next to you is another heavy, sturdy, reinforced door similar to the one to the south. Iram, did you want to have a flick through the book, see if you noticed it, recognize any noble names?
Investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Not great at that, but let's try. 10.
Fine. Absolutely fine. So Hiram, as you kind of flick through, some of the surnames are the same, but actually none of the, there are no noble names in the lists, really. Well, I say really, there are no noble names. They're all kind of commoner names.
Typical.
Want to open the door?
Can I just ask, is there any other kind of documentation around? It just says names and address. It doesn't say anything like why, where, how, when.
Just names and addresses, and it looks there's no kind of dating or anything like that. It just seems to be like a catalogue of where, of who's been picked up and where they come from, like where they live. There's no records of crimes or accusations or whatever. To look at it, it doesn't seem like a prison register. It just seems like a list, and it seems off.
And on the walls where there's like this rack of things, what kind of, is it just weapons for armament, or is there some sort of like?
There's like batons and a couple of short swords. They're all relatively small weapons for use on a ship, and you suspect that these would be wielded by the prison guards, if you will.
You want to do the honors on this door?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Katya, as you approach the door, you find that your key fits into it as well. And as the door swings open, there's a cry of surprise as the door swings open.
It's okay. Shush.
And as you say that and kind of step in, you see a number of people shirking away from you into the corners of what appear to be prison cells. Relatively small 10 by 10 prison cells, equipped with nothing more than soiled, matted hay and the occasional bloodstain.
Balthazar, I need your light. Get in here.
Yeah.
As you wander in, a portly elderly chap, balding, but his hair pulled into a tight ponytail, kind of shouts in, "Who are you? What are you doing here? You can't be here." Wait.
My name's Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. No, we're the Warhounds. We're here to rescue you.
As you say that, you hear some more voices in the dark. Did she say the Warhounds? I think she said the Warhounds. The Warhounds are here.
People, let's keep it down. This is supposed to be a stealth
Are
mission.
you here to save us? You're here to rescue us, aren't you?
Are you Sharon?
Silent admiration, if you don't mind.
Who's the Sharon here?
So, Balthazar, as you say that, like, you can see the prisoners in the 2 cells either side of you are kind of, they're squinting, shielding their face from the light, and it's clear that they have been in, like, the only source of light in this room is coming from Balthazar's flame in the palm of his hand, and it's clear that everyone in this room has been in utter darkness for some considerable time, you would assume. As
if you put out the flame, I can create a softer light. Oh God, gonna burn out the retinas.
Yeah, more light. I'll give Catch a light.
That's okay. I was going to use my moon sword because it would have been a softer light.
I'll give Hiram some more light. So we're just gonna, 3 sources of light then.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a stealth mission, you lot.
I like the way that these poor folk have been in darkness for ages, and you're just like, instead of just easing them in, you're like, more light!
That's what I was trying to say. If I use the moon sword, it's a natural light. We're going for like,
make your peace with it.
we're going for like the eye of a nuclear explosion. You wanted to see light?
Can I just say, by the way, I'm not going in with everyone. I'm standing watch by the door.
Sure. So, as this...
Also, I have to point out, this light's going to be shining through the freaking grate above us, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, I am waiting. The moon sword should be enough. Can get. Oh my God.
There we go. Right. Got disco in here. Okay, so we have Balthazar's produced flame, we have Katya's sword, and we have Hiram just glowing.
Glowing!
Thanks to Balthazar.
I cast Dispel Magic, hold on.
So, as this happens, one of the prisoners looks to you, and like to look at them, they're all wearing kind of Suzailan commoner, like townsfolk gear, like none of them wearing kind of fancy rags or anything, and it looks like, given that they're still wearing these clothes, that they've just been scooped up off the streets and just brought here.
Dan, this guy's got a bear hat on.
Does he though? Well, I mean, yeah, maybe he does. He was wearing a bear hat when he got scooped up. But yeah, they're not wearing like prisoner attire or anything like that. It looks like they've just been kidnapped. And like as this is all happening, and sort of like somebody, you're just like, it's supposed to be a stealth mission. Your perception is high enough that you can hear someone fumbling for keys on the other side of this door.
Oh! Catcher darts forward and shoves the keys in her side, attempting to push the keys out the other side.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Is that the midnight say?
11.
What do you roll? What do you roll? Come on.
Oh.
Ooh.
Come on.
Okay. So Katya, you like Zumbo, your head turns as you hear the jangling of keys. And like as you look to the rest of the Warhounds, Katya, you realise what's happening, and as you dive forward, you manage to just like jam the key, like you fumble for a bit, but you jam the key into the lock, and you feel your hand like being bumped back as like a set of keys is being pushed in from the other side, and like you can hear it as the keys try to turn, but because you've got in there first, you're stopping it, and you just hear, "Oh, for goodness sake!"
You have to take your keys out. I'm trying to open the door, but if you put your keys in, I can't open the door. So you take your keys out, and then I will.
Why are you talking?
Because she's now talking with the voice of the other guy.
Yes.
Why? Oh,
Yeah.
There's a moment of silence.
You'd gotten away with it, Carl.
yeah, we were so close.
It's okay.
No, it's good.
It's okay.
It's all good.
It's all good. We'll be okay.
And you hear the key. You feel the key leave the keyhole.
All right, can we all just prepare spells and then we'll just cast it whenever we open?
And starts rattling the keys on their side. It's like, you've gone and broken it. You've broken the door.
Zumbo's using this distraction to try and pick these prison locks open and get these people out.
Okay. So, Zumbos, you start trying to pick locks. Okay, you're stood with the keys of this door. Like Hiram and Balthazar, you're both like Macaulay Culkining. Slate, what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Well, I don't know if I'm hearing. Has this kind of been broadcast on the group chat at all, or?
It's out loud.
You'd hear us all swearing in the group chat as well, probably.
Yeah.
Try and open. Nope, can't open that one. Okay. I guess I'd run through.
Okay.
To kind of be the front person, I guess.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Since, and be like, everyone hide. And then to catch her, be like, can you talk for me and I'll just go.
Yes, I suppose.
Maybe that'll be more convincing.
She looks around. Are these cells empty?
So there are some empty cells, but you notice that all of the until someone unlocks them. So Zumbo's managed to Zumbo, if you give me a quick dex check for your thieves tools.
Yeah. How many do you want? Just the one?
Just the one for this moment.
Okay. No problem. So it's this plus 4.
Okay.
Oh dear. The pressure.
Under the pressure, you're slipping and you're fumbling, so you don't manage to unlock this particular gate. But like Katya, you realise that per action you could use these keys to unlock a gate.
Yeah,
like
she
a
wants
cell.
unlock this one. Slide in basically next to Slate.
Okay. So you unlock that, and you'll have to let me know if you want in or out. So you two jump in. Balthazar, Katya, and Slate have just disappeared into a prison cell.
Oh, I don't need to.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah.
Is everyone else piling into that?
Sure.
I think I'm outside with the pets.
Sure.
And Emily.
Emily's just. What is happening?
Where is Emily?
She's. Emily is here under the wombat.
Chaos. Friendly.
Emily's preparing her crossbow.
You're like Dr. Doolittle at the end of this corridor with.
Yeah, I think at one point I do actually pick up like Betty and me away from the door.
I think you should put the wombat on Drool and then Betty on the wombat.
But could I argue that I continue to try and pick these locks, but because I'm obscured by Slate, I could hide behind them?
Sure.
Because they're a size bigger than me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so
corridors now.
Okay, in which case, so everyone's just kind of like hiding. Are you putting out your light sources?
Yes.
Please.
Okay,
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense. Balthazar, are you turning off your thingy?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I'm just gonna have to turn these all back on in a sec. And
Does one
here,
also turn me off?
yeah,
Beep.
cool. So, boom. Okay, so you're all in darkness again. So Slate, you're at the door. What do you do?
I will try and open the door.
Okay. Have you got Katya's keys?
Catch would have handed
I-
it through, yes.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Sure. In which case, you turn the key and there's a heavy clonk and the door unlocks.
Oh, finally. See? Wasn't that difficult, was it?
You see with your dark vision another small room with some cells. But both of these are empty. Like about 15 foot down this corridor, you notice that there's an open door on your left. And you can just about make out like a sickly purplish glow emanating from it. Whilst
I will relay
this-
that to the group.
Okay. Whilst that's happening, Zumbo, you can give me another dex check. As you try to, if you pick a cage and then, or pick a prison cell, and you can try to unlock it.
Yeah, so I'll try and let this lady out.
Okay. As you're doing that, she's
11. Not
So
having any
as-
luck with my thieves' tools today.
like you're just like I'm working under the pressure. Perhaps it's the fact that you're on the prison ship you never wanted to be on. This is like the Alcatraz of.
I think it's the knowledge that the keys to the cell I'm trying to pick are 5 feet away, and I can't use them.
Do you not have proficiency with your thieves'
Yeah.
tools?
But it's still only an 11.
That doesn't sound right. Dexterity plus proficiency, so it'd be 4 plus 3, so it'd be plus 7.
4 plus 4, proficiency 4.
And Dex, yeah, so you'd be plus 8.
Yeah, but it's still only an 11.
Oh yeah.
So Zumbo, as you're trying to pick this lock, this woman who can't see anymore because all the lights been put out, but you hear like she's kind of looking in your direction. She's looking towards the sound of the noise of you picking the lock, and she can't see that you're struggling, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But she says, Are you going to rescue the others as well? The ones they took away.
Yeah, we're going to try. Where do they take him?
They take them to somewhere in they take them off to the right. I think somewhere further down in the ship. But when these people are taken away, they don't come back. But it's not been all that long since they took the last batch.
All right. Do you know how many of you there are?
People keep on. I've lost count. They're scattered us. They've scattered us throughout the ship. But when it's so dark, it's difficult to see what's happening. We only get light when they bring in more prisoners.
You haven't seen a halfling lady, have you? Blonde hair. Is she one of the ones they took away?
She frowns and no. I've seen a halfling woman with brown hair though.
Yeah, that'll do. All right. They took her away, did they? Off to the right.
One of a male voice from the other side of like behind you. She was in the last group. Yes.
All right. Well, you lot all just sit tight. I'm gonna get you all out of here as soon as I can.
And she nods. She's not looking at you though. She just kind of nods to where she thinks you are. So, Hiram, what have you closed the door? Like this door by
Yeah.
you? Okay, cool. So, as this happens, what are you? Are you just kind of holding, like prepping with, like being on guard with Emily? Yeah.
Yep.
And Balthazar and Drool and.
Yeah, actually, I think what I imagine what happens is that the door is closed, but there's like a sliver left there, so we can sort
Just
of
so you
see.
can hear through it. Okay, that's cool. That sounds good. In which case, then, at the forefront, Slate, Katya, Balthazar. Slate, this door is open. You can see this soft, sickly glow just creeping through a doorway up ahead. What do you do?
I can see a hint of char and purple ahead. Is what I'm saying to the group in the group chat rather than.
Where did the other person go?
Slate, you notice that there's no one here. The corridor is empty. There is an open door. As you move forward, Katya and Balthazar, are you joining?
Yeah, I'm casting light again.
Yeah. No, don't cast it just yet.
Oops.
Are you casting or are you not?
Yeah. Can't see otherwise.
He's not wrong.
I'm an 8-foot-tall golem walking through.
Okay. So, Balthazar, as you... Oh, you're actually casting light. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 20. That's your Balthazar. Balthazar pink. Okay. So as you cast your light, it blasts out light in all directions. And Balthazar, as you kind of step round, are you stepping out the cell?
Sure.
As you step out the corner, and Slate, this beam of light radiates out from behind you. Balthazar, with your detect magic on, you notice that Slate's about to step on some sort of arcane rune.
Oh, don't move! Don't move!
Can you move me out?
Oh, it's a trap! It's a trap! It's a trap!
And yeah, Slate, sure enough, as you stop, Balthazar, you notice that there's a glyph of warding, basically on the doorway.
I will do a dispel, please.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Sure. Cast, and you want an Arcana check as well.
Oh, you're just dispelling magic. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Cool. So, as you yo, and you feel the magic, like you feel your abjuration magic feed into this glyph, and you just watch as it just kind of fizzles and erases, and it's like you see the outline of this glyph like light up as it's being dispelled, like embers, like paper burning. And as you then are able to kind of peer around and look into the room that was warded, and there is a long black curtain, a long black carpet, like a rug that runs across the middle of the room that leads to what appears to be a large glowing portal.
Ooh.
Balthazar will send a message to everyone telepathically and say, "Hey, come here."
Catch your hand, Zumbo the keys, and then message, reinforce it like, "Here, come through. Let them out, Zumbo."
Yeah. I reckon I weakened it enough anyway. Now I'll let the keys do the rest of the work. Yeah.
Loosen it up for the keys.
Yeah, go around and let everyone out.
And Hiram, are you shimmying after?
I'll probably run quick back into the armory and grab like something simple to use for each of these people, like a short sword or something, and just tell them they can either come with us or they can make their own way back, but don't get in our way and don't raise the alarm.
Sure. Okay, so if everyone's just kind of like dashing, so you all, so Zumba, which are you just trying to do as many?
Yeah, I was going to let them all out. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll follow the others without waiting to see if they follow us, really.
Okay. Zumbo, as you finish unlocking the doors, and as you kind of turn to leave and you've just left the door and you're about to close it, you hear a sound of surprise from behind you. And having completed his lap of the ship, you see a black-robed figure with a black iron mask step round the corner where Hiram was. And seeing all the cell doors open, this war wizard looks to you and, "What the?" And as he like draws his sword as he kind of sees you in the open doorway. And in fairness, I was doing it in 6 30-foot increments as you guys were moving around. Yeah, as he as he kind of sees you and curses. The War Wizard. War Wizard draws his weapon, looks to you, and begins to cast a spell. And with that, we will call it there.
Ooh.
Oh, what's in the portal, Dan?
What's in the portal?
What's in the portal? Congratulations, everyone, on completing session 32.
Woohoo.
Very good.
Yeah,
So-
great fun. Thank you.
We will next time we will find out what is beyond this portal, and we will find out just how dangerous a war wizard is in enclosed environments. Yes,
Ooh.
thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw, then please give us a like and leave some comments down below. We release very regular videos like this all the time. So you should go check those out if you haven't already. If you like the channel as well, you can give us click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon for more notifications of when stuff goes up. We've also got regular episodes of Tavern Between Dimensions, which is our tabletop RPG podcast, with some of these hooligans helping to run the show. So yes, once again, thank you everyone, and we'll see you all next time.
See you next time.
See you
See you next
later.
time.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Now aboard the Penitent Martyr, the Warhounds have discovered where the kidnapped Suzailans are being kept, but their enemy's motive yet eludes them. What will they discover when they step through this dark portal? Make sure to watch the next episode to find out. Thanks to all of you for watching until the end. We really appreciate your support, and I'm hoping you're enjoying the final chapter of this campaign so far. If you do like what you've seen, please leave us a like and a comment down below. Better still, you can catch another episode by clicking right here, and even better than that would be if you were to hit the subscribe button here, as well as the bell icon for notifications of new videos. We have new content going live every week. So, with all that said, take care, stay safe, and may the realms endure.